All right, we're going to take a look right now at the new moon slash solar eclipse that is coming up on the 25th. The moon and the sun will both be in Libra. And of course, the Western astrology thing says it's in Scorpio. It's actually not true. But anyway, moon and sun in Libra. And this is coming up on, I want to say Tuesday. It's the 25th, at any rate. So, Willy Crackers, 10. That's our random word. Number, let's see what the heck is going on. Fine. All right. Root card, 7 of Cups. Oh, shit. And on top of that is a reversed Two of Pentacles. Okay. So I can already feel this in my own life, but we'll look at the Seven of Cups as a root card. So this is artistic expression, and it's basically delving into the emotional stuff that is just beneath the surface, expressing it in some way that gives you a chance to figure out what the heck is going on, you know. It can be a painting, it can be a poem, it can be just blurting out random words and numbers. But it's basically meant to get you to get in touch with what is happening beneath the surface. Now, that as a root card, and on top of it is reversed Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles is having these two different things going on. It's like a couple irons in the fire, you know, and you kind of rotate back and forth between them. And when the two is upright, then it's like a dance, and she pulls it off very smoothly. Now, when this thing turns upside down, what tends to happen is one of these things that you're juggling becomes too heavy. And it kind of shows the inability to be able to juggle all of these things at the same time. So, when the two shows up reversed, it basically means there needs to be simplification. So instead of juggling fucking 7 different projects, which is what I tend to do, this is saying with this new moon solar eclipse, it would really be helpful to simplify and maybe focus on one specific thing. Now, all right. So the question is, where do we go from here? This makes sense to me, at least in my life. So let's just see. I feel like this is kind of complete. So I'm going to slide this over to the side here, and we'll look at different magnifications, right? So now I kind of want to look at globally what this energy is going to mean. And, you know, I mean, at least according to all of our media sources, we are on the fucking brink of nuclear war on a few different fronts. So let's just see globally, you know, what is going on here. Well, this makes sense. Uh, Six of Pentacles, this is giving something that you have in abundance in order to change something, like here, giving to the ghost, changing something that can never ever change. And globally, what we do see is a massive fucking funneling and waste of money. All of this money and funds going to weapons, and it's never going to change anything, you know. And then, ugh. Anyway, a huge, wasteful diversion of funds. Now, let's just see what this ghost is that is going to be receiving all of the funds. Wow. A Four of Pentacles. That makes kind of a more interesting story. So here, the ghost is this greedy dude, you know, who already has a bunch of stuff. So here, this is someone who has something in abundance giving to some greedy fucker trying to help them, right? Because they present themselves as being in need when actually they're not. They are misers. And they themselves are afraid of what happens if they lose any of the wealth that they have amassed. They're afraid to move forward. They're afraid to be in any position where they don't control all of the fucking money and have all the stuff. I mean, this has been going on. It looks like it will continue to go on. I just am going to see if there is any prayer of an energy that can break this cycle because this is, I mean, it's the rich stealing from the poor, and that's this fucking world, that's the modern world. What can break it? Six of Cups. Six of Cups. The old story. Now, as I continue to do readings on this global stuff, this six, it shows up a lot. And one of the ways that I am currently understanding this, because this is the story that is being told to us, right? And I've started to see this kind of as the media card. And, this is the cartoonish fucking good versus evil puppet show that we're being shown. Now, here, what could change this dynamic of the fucking rich stealing from the poor, which has been happening for a long time? It looks like the narrative. The narrative itself would have to change, and I would say good luck at that because these people own the fucking media companies, right? Um, but that's what we get there. Now, there is another way to look at this, and that might be the old story where it's a cycle, right? Where there's just like the stories of Jesus or any other savior, suddenly there's this person that shows up, and I guess they enlighten people or something. They manage to change things on a global scale, and that could be what that's showing as well. So I would not assume that this eclipse slash new moon is going to change anything as far as the global deal goes, except maybe, the rich are going to steal even fucking more from the people. And I guess that is par for the course. All right. Let's see. Now I want to do more of a personal sort of spiritual thing. I'm basically going to try to find the golden rope. Now, whatever the world is that you want to live in, there has to be a connector, right? The world that you're living in now, compared to the world that you really, really want to live in. So let's see if we can find the rope, the golden rope that you can just grab and fucking pull yourself to the reality that you want. And we get the Page of Cups. I am just going to show that the root card is also the Ten of Cups. The Page of Cups is a part of this family. The Ten of Cups is the happy reunited family. But the Page of Cups, in essence, the Page of Cups is a healer, an optimistic little kid, right? So the Page of Cups, the first thing about this is the optimism. And it's saying, like, try to be hopeful. Now, the Page of Cups is optimistic because they don't know any better, right? The world hasn't punched them in the gut enough times for them, to be pessimistic. So they have this childish optimism. But it looks like that optimism is going to be important. Now, in the card, the page finds the fish flopping around on the beach, and he puts the fish in the cup, brings the fish back to the ocean, and then the fish is going to swim away. Now, the fish rewards him with this pearl because it's just this awesome interaction. The Page of Cups is about helping people. in a moment, or at least being open to what is there in a moment. The Page of Cups is a healer, an emotional sort of healer. Now, part of the deal with the page is when that fish gets back in the water, they're just going to swim away. So the only way to fuck this up is if you try to hold on to the fish, right? Because the fish is from a different world and they're just going to swim away. And then it's going to be like, oh my God, this sucks. I lost my little fish friend. But you have to, So the Page of Cups is saying there are moments, and they will probably be very clear to us when we can have this optimism and we can make these connections with people. But they are not connections that are meant to be there forever. So don't be afraid to let go of a connection either. It's like have the experience when it's there and don't be afraid for the energies to come apart. Um, yeah. So when it comes to the golden rope thing, optimism and then not getting freaked out if something seems to be disappearing. Because number one, it might not actually be disappearing, but just don't try to hold on to something that naturally is going to go a separate direction. Um, so that's what we get there. Okay. Uh, if you have any other ideas about readings you would like to see or any other takes on the cards, feel free to let me know. That's what we have for now, and peace.